Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Arcane Table. My name is Eric, your DM. This is Chapter 3, Episode 1 of the Arcane Table. I'd like to go around the table and introduce everybody. Rhys, start it up. What's your character's name? And let's hear a little bit about you and your character.
All right. Well, my character would be Zeema, or Miss Bluebrooke, a halfling warlock. And she at the moment is currently looking for the whereabouts and well-meaning of her brother. Hopefully she can find him. We'll find out. But besides that is also dealing with some issues relating to herself and her mother, and, well, just seeing how that unfolds over time, I suppose.
Absolutely. And this special bond, that you and your mother share, that kind of goes beyond blood. It almost goes like on this telepathic, psionic level. Mm-hmm. Very cool. Adam?
I'm playing Thadius Wiltleaf, a rogue. I am assisting Zeema in locating her brother. And yeah, we've just finished dealing with the shenanigans of a bunch of crustaceans, and he's coming to grips with the fact that he's been doing a lot of work these last couple of days.
Absolutely, yeah. And somebody close to you has gone missing?
Yes, and my friend Mateo has been missing for a while, so I've been looking for him, but I haven't had any fresh clues in a while.
Okay, we'll soon find out. Trevor, yourself?
I'm playing Alindawn Oakenshade, cleric not from these parts. Seen a lot of death in his time for people that he loves, and his main goal is to make sure that everybody lives as long a life as possible.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Even sometimes gets me in trouble.
Yeah, even if it means helping out the baddies, which is a cool little twist.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So after dealing with the crustaceans, I had been swimming around near the wall space, and I'd found an open space in the grate.
Mm-hmm.
I crawled in and took a look around, and I found a whole bunch of discarded items and an area that has some sort of webbing in it that is housing all of these lost materials that have probably been either gathered or kind of misplaced in the water.
Give me a investigation check or insight.
Investigation of 16.
16. Yeah, as you kind of work your way through this grate, you can see that there's multiple platforms that one can walk on for maintenance and whatnot. Valves and pipes and tubes and stuff like that. But as you kind of work your way around, you see these articles of clothing. And this gear, gear that has value. You even see bags of shells, just kind of tossed to the side. Even though their value, has purpose, just tossed, to the side as if they were, worthless. And as you kind of work your way cautiously around, obviously keeping an eye out for these crustaceans, additional threats, something catches your eye. It has this red cape. This fabric, that's quite familiar to you, and that would be the clothing, the cape of your friend Mateo.
I'll definitely go check that out.
Absolutely. So I would say it's probably on the back step. So you'd have to change from your reef shark.
Yeah, I would have turned into a human again.
Sounds good. So as you
what kind of lighting do we have here?
What kind of lighting is in here?
I don't know, it's mostly kind of a sealed structure, but it's a workspace. There should be something in there.
You still have my dark vision from what I gave you for up to an hour when we first started this.
Well then, yeah. I guess I'm good.
So let's say there's some natural light coming from above, almost like little portholes, once again, almost, grates, from this rounded ceiling. And the ceiling is probably 10, 15 feet high, as you work your way up to this first platform. As you can see, this tube or this piping, kind of going further down, eastwards and further down westwards, kind of back and forth as the water was kind of, funneling into it. You can see multiple, little ports and stuff like that filtering the water. The river of the Seata, going through different, channels and riverways, kind of, filtering the water, away from the city. But the light itself, yeah, like I said, there's ports, of light, kind of shining down. So it's almost like the called Jacob ladders, where it's dark and then there's a beam of light, and then it's dark and a beam of light. Every 20, 30 feet, kind of as far as the eye can see, going both east and west. So yeah, I'd say it's probably dim light, but with your dark vision from Alindawn, you can quite see shapes and silhouettes quite easily.
All right, I'll go check the area where I see that red cloak.
Yeah, so working your way up, onto this stone, kind of platform, cautiously, leaving your reef shark form behind, and as you're kind of, you're being cautious of this material. It's not necessarily sticky, but it's definitely, organic in shape, almost like it has like a crust to it. You see once again, like just items all over the place. And like these pods or these areas look to have been cut as if a person or a body was once placed into it. Give me a nature check as you work your way closer and closer to this red this cape.
6.
6? Yeah, like obviously it doesn't look anything like of magic or of arcane. It definitely looks like something of the creatures, the crustaceans that kind of work their way in and out of these tunnels. And through the river systems of the Seata.
Okay. Weird that they make some kind of webbing. It's like a mucus resin.
Yeah, it looks like like some animal or some creature has kind of webbed these people in place at one time. But as you once again, give me a survival check now.
It'll be a 12.
12. Yeah, once again, working your way closer to this red robe, you kind of pick it up in your small hand, and you can see it's loosely draped, on the floor. As you look at this organic material, to the left and right of you, you can definitely see like a blade has cut whatever was once contained in this organic material free from its bondage. At this point, I'd say you're probably 15, 20 feet away, from where you entered this aqueduct.
Any other signs? I know we're looking for Zeema's brother.
Yeah,
the
Bialo.
Yeah. The cut marks that are in the stuff, does it seem like they get any higher, or would it be like a short person that would have cut them out?
Give me a investigation. Looking for clues.
12.
12. The cutting is all over the place. You can literally see like the form or the shape of a body. And these cut marks are like along the torso, along the legs, the groin, and the arms and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But they look quite jagged, quite sharp, very similar to the weapons that these cultists had earlier.
So the diviner's cultists. Well, I definitely don't want to get into any trouble alone, so I'm going to go back and crawl out that space to get these guys.
As you start heading back towards the exit, I imagine you would turn into a reef shark again, or probably swim out of this.
I just swim now.
Okay, sounds good. As you start to enter the water, you can hear a voice further down eastwards. Somebody calling for help.
All right. I will sneak that way.
Okay. Alindawn and Zeema, a good 15, 20 minutes has maybe passed there, Adam?
Yeah, if I'm investigating and stuff, it probably would have taken some time. I mean, I probably, while I'm investigating, maybe pocketing a couple of those bags of shells and stuff while I'm going, but...
Well, if somebody's not going to use them, I can make them, keep in use. The two of you, Zeema and Alindawn. Your thoughts? Like a good 5 minutes has passed, nothing. Good 10 minutes has passed, 12 minutes has passed. You've only known Thadius for a short amount of time, really 2 days now. But it doesn't seem like he would just be the one to kind of dart off. He has promised to help you, at least, get out of the city, or, to help find what you're looking for. A good amount of time and that awkward silence. Your new friend, he's not coming back.
We should probably go and make sure he's not gone into trouble.
Yeah, she's Zeema's probably just like half zoned out, just like looking and darting her eyes like in the water. She probably had seen roughly where he had entered, but just has not seen anything in there in a while.
Give me investigation or nature there, Rhys.
Okay. That's a 4.
4. Yeah, like, the water seems pretty calm. Unlike before, where there was the bubbling of the break of the waves. Where these crustaceans were coming out. Now, other than the water entering the dam itself, it looks pretty safe.
She, nonetheless, she doesn't like not knowing things, so she's probably gotten to the point in which she's a little antsy. She's probably with one hand just like fidgeting the medallion around her neck just to have something to do with her hands.
How deep was the water that before it got into the manhole that he went into?
Well, I mean...
You swam over there as a shark.
Yeah, the area where towards the beach was fairly shallow, but as it got closer to the wall, it got much deeper.
Okay.
But much deeper is like, I don't know, it's on the other side of a dam, 10 feet.
Yeah. And these large crustaceans had come out, like the smaller ones. The smaller ones were like 2 feet high, kind of thing, like the size of large dogs.
Yeah.
These other ones were like your height, right?
Yeah.
And so they got to be the depth of the water has to at least be 10, 15 feet at certain spots.
Okay. Well, let's swim over to the opening.
Can
you swim?
I would say so. Like you're a resident of Seata Kota. Farming for shells is a way of life.
She would turn to you and say, "Yeah, doesn't mean I like it. Look at me," and like literally just like clearly, expresses the height difference.
Yeah, short, stocky legs. Plump build. Yeah, wearing like a gown as well.
So it's not ideal for water to begin with.
Exactly. And then yourself, this cleric in plate.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so are you gonna doff your armor?
No.
You have that quick doff?
I have the quick doff armor, but it's fine. I will make
struggle.
I've got a decent strength, so.
Fair enough. So both of you just give me a athletics.
Sure.
Yeah, to just kind of swim over there. The wake is that we said the water was fairly calm.
6.
8.
8. So you guys, both of you start making your way over and give me some flavor as how the two of you struggle.
Just not making efficient time, just
letting her go in front, just in case anything happens, so I could prop her up.
Yeah, push her forward. I got that.
But I'm just kind of waiting in until such time where I have to actually swim and not making a lot of good leeway.
Yeah, both of you failed. That doesn't, not by much. I set the DC like at 10, and so literally both of you give me like a con save as the two of you make your way over to this opening. The current, kind of taking you a little bit off stride, but both of you working your way in.
A dirty 20.
Nice.
17.
You both manage, you can see Zeema, submerge under the water as the current takes her, and you reach out with this gauntlet hand, grasping in the water. You eventually, find your fist finds purpose pulling her up, and you can see here, like literally the water, entering your lungs, spitting water out. Take yourself 3 points of drowning. And then as you get closer and closer, you see Zeema, working her way to the grate, holding on to it, and yourself, your armament is just too heavy, and you've really got like 5-6 feet to go, and then the current takes you below as well, and you come, kind of plopping up, good 5 feet away. Zeema's short arm, just out of reach, but you work your way up, and you the two of you kind of grasp on it. She pulls you in. And the same idea, like you spit out water, you felt like that coldness, kind of deep in yourself, and you take 3 points of drowning as well. Yeah. Is just drowning a damage?
It is now.
Lethal.
And as you start to work your way down this corridor, you once again stepping over this organic material, looking at all of this like debris. And it's not just debris that was recent. You can see, stuff that's been, caked with this organic material, kind of locked in place. It looks like it's been here for weeks, maybe even months. And as you get a little further and further down, and once again, you can just see how thick this the organic material is. You can hear the clattering of metal on metal, further down by this grate, as you see Zeema and Alindawn, kind of working their way out of through this tight, broken hole in this grate, coming on the backside of this aqueduct, kind of in the light of one of these, ports from above.
Hmm.
We don't see you, obviously.
No, I mean, I probably,
You said you're probably 40 feet down the hall?
Probably, yeah.
yeah, I would probably be able to see you.
The two of you give me perception checks, probably at disadvantage, because you're still in the water. He's above, he's 40 feet down, it's dark and stuff like that.
Even with the devil's eye?
Oh, with Devil's Sight?
I was gonna say
it's 300 foot dark.
Fair enough.
I thought it was
Fine, then.
120, but
I
still.
was thinking you guys are
The
struggling.
one I gave you.
Oh, shoot, wow.
We're fine. Yeah, then just perception checks.
Okay.
I was thinking, like, you're getting out of the water. He's further down. He said he was sneaking.
Dirty 20 again.
I think I got a turd in my eye.
Well, good thing I'm in the front.
Natural one.
Exactly. So I'll let you roleplay. Kicking that camera. It's all good. So I'll let you roleplay that turn however you want. But yeah, as you work your way up, you get a little boost from below. As you get onto this step, maybe you take a foot in the face there, Alindawn, and you can see the shadow, of Thadius, kind of working his way cautiously eastwards down this corridor.
Yeah,
Hey, you!
taking your time.
You did say hey.
Yeah, probably would just mentally tell you, taking your time or what?
Yeah, as you feel this ping in the back of your head, and you see Zeema and Alindawn still in the drink, trying to fumble his way up. As they've entered this aqueduct, a good 40, 50 feet behind you, waterlogged and struggling, still spitting out the water.
I'll make eye contact with Zeema and I'll give her like the stop.
Yeah.
It would give an expression like, I didn't say. Okay.
Yeah, but you guys are still making a whole bunch of noise coming out of the water.
Zeema's not.
It's all me, baby.
I'll wait for them to get closer.
Absolutely. So you work your way up, with a little bit of difficulty, but you're checking your gear and your equipment. Everything is still there. You staff in hand. Yourself to Zeema. You check your satchels. Everything looks to be in place. As you guys cautiously, work your way towards Thadius. Both of you, once again, give me some perception checks.
Dirty 20 again.
Wow.
I ended up with a 21.
Yeah, so pretty much everything I said to Thadius, the two of you see. Like this organic material that once kind of housed, bodies. You can see this slicing, this jagged, kind of curved slicing through this organic material. And equipment, like articles of clothing, bags of shells, all, for the most part, it looks like property or possessions of the people of the populace of this Seata Kota.
With the slicing, does it look like it's something that was breaking out from the inside or something that they were cutting to get at what was in?
It looks like the slicing is coming from the outside, so whatever was bound was locked in place. And it looks like something has cut them free from their bondage.
Okay.
Sorry.
But that is a good sign.
Yeah.
So if they're cutting things out, that means that they were salvageable enough to take.
So there's just a random assorted items laying around?
Yeah, give it some flavor, you guys.
Well, it would probably be things that people had brought with them. Things that had been maybe lost and picked up in the water. Like satchels, maybe a few boots or something that
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, like someone's pair of glasses with one of the lenses broken.
Yeah, absolutely. And like something like that is valuable. Like if you require glasses for your sight, that's something you're not gonna randomly leave behind, broken or not, right?
So you can go to your local optometrist in this area.
Sure, a tinkerer. Trevor, any flavor?
Well, he'd have some nets, obviously, with the shells in them, as well as some maybe scraping materials that they would use for gathering whatever they're gathering.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the tools of the trade.
Those are the norms, but then you also see some weird things that don't really seem like they belong there, like a knapsack's backpack with. When you start looking through it, it looks like it might belong to some.
Each of you give me a history check.
17.
Natural 20.
Okay, you owe $1.
Yeah, it is a 5 or.
No, I'm teasing. I'm teasing. That's something we can't talk about. I do like that idea, but I think you're just saying and joking. Would you roll?
17.
17? Yeah. You guys know that Seata Kota has a missing peoples problem.
I don't, because I rolled a 4.
Oh.
I mean, you're out of town.
This is a new place to me, so it's like.
All right. The two residents of the Seata Kota know that Seata Kota has a missing persons problem. You know, for yourself there, Thadius, your friend there, Mateo, has been missing for some time. How long approximately do you figure?
I don't even know. Probably say maybe a week and a half.
Yeah. So, like 10 days ish. Yeah, with no sight, it's not uncommon. Well, granted, the both of you are street rats for the most part.
Yeah.
You know, and so it's not uncommon for him to disappear for a day or two, you know, for a side gig or a side hustle or a be, you know, but the two of you have always shared that relationship where you've stayed in touch. The two of you are, you know, street performers, and there is no performance without the other, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, so that is your bread and butter and has been for the longest time. You know, so for him to be gone for, you know, any extended period of time is definitely out of the norm. Let alone for his garment, you know, to be left behind, you know, is definitely, you know, out of the ordinary as well.
Is it a chunk of his garment?
As you take a look-see at it, like literally you picked it up, it looks recent, and it's like it's the whole garment.
Oh, it's the whole garment. Then I'd imagine he probably, unless he hid it in a stash hole, his loot would be with him too. So.
No, it's just his red cape.
I will take it and I'll bag it.
Okay, cool. Absolutely. Yeah. You the two of you would have seen, you know, Thadius, you know, kind of working his way quietly eastwards down this corridor. Of the two of you not knowing that he had heard a call for help, a cry for help.
Yeah, from a natural 20, is there anything extra that I notice?
You would know that these aqueducts lead, you know, to the outskirts of town, and quite often, like they can be in quite an elaborate labyrinth, you know, in a kind of working way, and that these tunnel systems, you know, have like whirlpools for drainage. They have large pipes, you know, for filtering water, you know, to and fro, kind of thing like that. The Seata can be quite violent, especially when the full 3 moons are out. You know, the water is kind of at its lowest, you know, which is the, you know, allows the creatures to, you know, kind of come out. You know, but when the moons are you know, out of sync, you know, apart from each other, the water of the Seata can be very, very high. You know, flooding is quite frequently, you know, the lower portions of the city. But yeah, you would know that on you know, these aqueducts, these tunnels lead outside of the town, you know, to like a riverboat system. You know, where the, you know, river boats will take, you know, goods to and fro from the city.
Okay.
And then I'm also going to say that you would know, like Nat 20, you know, maybe your brother had, you know, he was fascinated with like the how the city itself works, like how the underbelly of the city works. And he's kind of at supper time and meals, like he just can't shut up about how like the city itself, you know, works. And one of that is like how elaborate the aqueducts of the city are. You know, the multiple dams that kind of filter the Seata, and you know, that there are, you know, large, you know, stations within the dam, you know, to allow flowage of water where it needs to go.
Probably one of those moments when she's thinking, goodness, if only I actually listened to you in these ramblings.
Absolutely. So the 3 of you probably meet up as Alindawn and Zeema, you know, cautiously kind of work their way up, once again stepping over this organic material, you know, kind of taking a view of everything as they get in within, you know, 10 feet of yourself there, Thadius, you know, crouched in shadow and what's your play?
I heard someone calling for help down the way.
I'll only go and investigate that.
I just figured I should let you know before you start making a whole
I'll
bunch
let
of
you lead
noise.
since I do tend to make a bunch of noise, but no, I will not be far behind.
We appreciate it. I will scout ahead.
Sounds good. So how far ahead are we talking there, Adam?
I'd probably stay, I don't know, maybe a good 90 feet ahead of them.
Okay, maybe a stealth checks.
Natural 20 for the first one.
Oh.
That's not bad.
Nat 20 as well.
27.
Ooh, natural 1, my turn.
Yeah.
16.
16. I also rolled a nat 20, Adam. So we'll just do a roll off.
Okay. 16.
I rolled another 2.
0.
But without a 0. So, yeah, I'll give it to you.
Right.
So, 90 feet ahead, give it some flavor as you're kind of working your way. And the aqueduct isn't necessarily just straight. You can see it kind of branches off to left and right and left, kind of thing like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes it, kind of branches off a little bit, but you kind of, put your ear to the ground, or you kind of, once again, you're a resident of Seata Kota, you would have a pretty good idea. Like you can smell, the bakeries, above. Okay, I'm on this street, or you can, you can hear like the caravans, kind of working their way through the sands, above. Okay, I'm on this street, so you have a pretty general good ideas as to what area you are in the city.
Okay.
Give it some flavor as you kind of work your way up further and further, and you see, I want to say you see a couple individuals, up to something, further ahead. Give it some flavor.
Okay, so the organic material, does it continue to sprawl out, or is it mostly back in that initial area?
I'm going to say it's heavy where the water, like where the dam kind of entered.
Yeah.
And then as it gets further and further, it becomes less and less and less.
Okay.
But once again, articles of people's property articles would still be just kind of, left behind.
Yeah. Well, at least I don't have to worry about sneaking around it like it's difficult terrain.
Yeah, like after about a good 100 or so feet away from that that central area, the webbing tends to kind of thin out, and to the point where there just might be like loose webbing from the ceiling, like these low rounded vaulted ceilings. And as you get closer and closer to this this noise, this happenstance.
All right, I'll continue to sneak up on these people who are doing something mysterious in the aqueducts.
Just some simple stuff, if that
Sounds
works.
good. Your writing is so nice and also so small.
And that's me not using cursive.
I can't see any of it.
Yeah, once again, that's me not using cursive.
There you go.
There's no.
In middle school, my sister was in elementary school, and I was using the teeter-totter on my own, like the seesaw, just hopping up and down for some reason.
Yeah.
Boys are weird. But my sister decides to run up to the other end when I had just jumped up. So it smacks her right on the forehead, and I felt so goddamn bad. She needed stitches.
I've got a better story.
And I did not scream more in my entire life more than that moment.
When Keely, my sister Ronna and I were young, one of those girls, we were at a daycare, and I was inside. And it was kind of down just off of the River Street, a couple streets in. I can't remember what it was. But anyway, tots for children, whatever the heck, it doesn't matter. But there was an indoor teeter-totter. It was like a big half-U, like a big lazy half-U, and it was made out of metal. And so one kid would sit on one side, and the other kid would on some side. It was like 10 feet long. Like, it was quite long. And so we were both on there, my sister and I, waiting for Mom to pick us up. And I was going a little too aggressively. And Rana was like, Eric, stop. I'm like, I'm not stopping. Mom's not here yet. Eric, stop. Eric, stop. So she tried to get off, and she put her fingers underneath. Oh. Yeah, it chopped off her finger. Yeah, it chopped off her pinky finger. So we had to rush to the hospital, and fortunately they were able to reattach it. But yeah, like it was like, ugh, like it was just like, but yeah, just the force, right spot, right location, and it was on carpet. It's not like it was on tile or anything like that. But yeah, it just, and off with the finger. Yeah. So yeah.
Oh, what a weird series of memories to share with you. Okay.
Anybody else have any teeter-tot stories? Teeter-totter?
Not teeter-totter ones, no.
Car door story.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Oh, okay.
No fingers were.
It gets better. It gets better. You said car door. We went to the no word of lie. And that you just made me remember it. We went to the hospital. She got her finger put back on. We got home. I felt terrible. I went outside the side door, opened up the car door for her. She got out. I closed the car door on her hand.
Hopefully not the one that is...
Yes.
Shit, brother.
It was brutal. Wow, I totally forgot about that until you said car door. But it was this, like literally an hour after the finger got put back on, I closed it on the same hand. Yeah. Oh well. She's alive. She's fine.